After the Kuala Langat North Forest Reserve, the Shah Alam Community Forest or SACF is another forest in Selangor that is now at risk of being developed. Formerly called the Setia Alam Community Trail, the SACF is located amidst the lush and increasingly populated townships of Setia Alam and Setia Eco Park. Spanning some 174 hectares, the size of 242 football fields, it is a popular hiking spot, especially among those from Shah Alam and Klang. A visit to the forest found that developments has now crept up to the edge of the forest. In its latest draft local plan, the Shah Alam City Council (MBSA) planned to develop the SACF, which includes a new road connecting Setia Alam and section U10 in Shah Alam, which cuts through the forest, a portion of land as cemetery, a larger northern portion of the forest for mixed development projects. Malaysia Kini understands that the grey-coloured portion of the area is MBSA-owned state land. The violet-coloured portion, meanwhile, belongs to the state government Selangor State Development Corporation (PKNS). If the project is executed as planned, the forest will be gone. According to conservationist Lim Teck Win, the forest is classified as a primary natural lowland dipterocarp forest which had been well preserved with no signs of large-scale logging or slashing and burning. Lim explained that the SACF served as a natural bridge linking Bukit Cheraka Forest Reserve and Subang Dam Water Catchment Area in the north and protected Taman Botani Negara Shah Alam in the south. Lim said with the corridor, the population of animal will not suffer from inbreeding with such a link. He said the corridor has already been disrupted somewhat by Persiaran Mokhtar Dahari. Since 2013, Lim calculated at least 7 tapir sightings along the busy road. Several of them were already dead upon discovery.
It's not too late because they haven't actually started building there, and there are trees and the wildlife is still there. There's still tapir roaming around there. And so it's as long as the government issues a stop work order now, then it's not too late to save this potential.
In a biodiversity survey conducted in the SACF and surrounding forested areas in late 2020, researchers recorded 106 bird species, 14 of which had endangered or vulnerable status. They also recorded 14 mammal and reptiles species. This included endangered species like the white-handed gibbon, the ski-leaf monkey, Sunda slow loris, as well as vulnerable species like the long-tailed macaque. For many local residents, they are very reluctant to see SACF being developed.
之前那种是好像这种树啊、这种草啊、树这样的，没有屋子的。哎呦，我们都觉得，当然是这个地方好好的嘛，是不是这样讲？哎，有森林有树了，现在又变成这样子了。现在又想要开发这个啊，上次我们就有签名了的。 有很多人签名来反对啊，反对开发这个山了的嘛。如果没有来讲，我们当然是很心痛的咯。这个地方我们来了几年了的咯。
I don't think it's a good idea lah, because you say from people staying in Klang, I need to travel 20 minutes, then can only find a mountain. But if they really want to develop this mountain, then where else can we go?
Yeah, I mean, we are objecting the road because it will destroy the forest, and that means that it will destroy trails, hiking trails. It will destroy a habitat, you know. It will be an eyesore. So many benefits that the forest gives, so many nature services that you can't put a price tag on. Yeah. So, and this is just nature services. Let's not talk about the recreational value, you know, and the educational value.
Back in April, MBSA hosted a public hearing and reportedly received 718 objections for the road and 195 objections for the cemetery. Residents further raised the possibility that SACF could still be part of the Bukit Cheraka Forest Reserve. Back in 2002, the Selangor Executive Council had agreed to de-gazette part of the Bukit Cheraka Forest Reserve, which includes the area where SACF is located now. Last year, Lim, together with forestry experts and members of the Malaysian Bar Council Environment and Climate Change Committee, conducted a study into the forest land status. They found no evidence of any corresponding notice in the Selangor State Government Gazette for this de-gazettement decision. Section 13 of the National Forestry Act 1984 states that a state authority has to publish a notice in the Gazette when it excises land from a permanent forest reserve. Without the existence of such a notice, Lim contended that the de-gazettement process was incomplete and rendered the entire exercise null and void. He argued that the SACF ought to remain as a permanent forest reserve land and be protected from development.
The question then is, is the publication in the Gazette, is it really crucial, or is it you have to look at the EXCO decision to determine whether it is forest reserve or not? Unfortunately, the law is very clear. The law says that the land remains as a forest reserve until the excision notice is published in the Gazette.
Two Selangor EXCO members, Hiloi Sian and Eng Si Han, who are involved in this matter, have not responded to Malaysia Kini's repeated request for information about SACF's land status. Malaysia Kini has also yet to receive a reply from MBSA and the Selangor Forestry Department on the legal status of the land in question. Bukit Lanjan Assembly person Elizabeth Wong, who was formerly in charge of environmental matters in Selangor, told Malaysia Kini that the lack of a notice about a de-gazettement did not necessarily render an EXCO decision defective, as the land title was the most important document. As an alternative, Wong proposed local residents engage with the current landowners and negotiate conservation efforts in the forested area instead.